All right, this session is being recorded. My name is Yelena, and this is our second Cognos Analytics session. This is second session. Again, here we have, I'm gonna cover a lot of information, and you will need to watch this recording more than once. Trust me, you'll have to watch this more than once. So here is the agenda. We're gonna talk about the dashboards. We're gonna talk about the stories, how to convert the dashboard to a story. We're gonna also talk about your last assignment, logistics, the group work, right? How to share, how to use Cognos Analytics for the group work, right? And I'll show you some samples where to find them. Questions and answers as always. Okay, so here is our claims and weather data we used last time. Do you remember the data tracks the information on customers, their country, right? The state where they live in, their insurance, car insurance coverage, right? And also the claim type, vehicle type, and etc. And the goal is to predict what the total claim amount is, right? So that's claims and weather data. That's a screenshot. That's how you're gonna start your assignment 4.2. You're gonna do the screenshot. Then you're gonna discuss, you're gonna summarize what data pre-processing you did. For this data, what did we do? We replaced the missing values, right? We removed all data rows where effective to date was missing. We created the two types of filters. First type of filter was embedded, where the data was removed. The data that did not meet the filter, the data that met the filter criteria stayed, right? The data that did not meet filter criteria was removed right away, right? Then you have a selectable filters that you can turn on and off in visualizations. We replaced the missing income values with the average, right? Then there are several other columns, numeric columns with missing values. We handled that. Then in another video, you watched how to replace the claim reason, missing claim reason with the claim reason called other, right? So that's a data, it's just a summary. Then you have the you have the total claim amount, right? We change the aggregation to average because when we run the summary on total claim amount, I want to see the average claim amount, perhaps average per location, average per employee type, and etc. Right? And then we created the data group, so number of policies, and that's what we did last time, right? Now, if you look at the visualizations that we created last time, we worked on the data exploration. So basically, if you open this up, right, this is a data exploration workbook. There is no way, I have a set of cards, right, called visualizations. There is no way to kind of like select one data point in one card and have the same data point to be selected on other cards, right? There is no way to customize the colors. There is no way to specify the appearance of how it looks like, right? We cannot add text to it. We cannot add any images to it, right? So basically, you just mainly, this is not something that you're going to use for presentation. This is what you're going to use to get insights for the presentation. There is no way to create the animation, right? You cannot specify where things appear, disappear. Then there is no way to add the sim to this, etc. Right? So I'm going to close this. Close. No, I don't want to save anything. Now, so what does it do? This setting the stage for the new topic that we're going to cover is the dashboard. Why do we create the dashboard? The purpose is to present insight. See, data exploration is to glean insight. Dashboard is to present insight. You have the combination of visualizations and attractive layout. Then you can change the visualization appearance properties, right? Then, for example, you can add the background and etc. You can apply the filter to multiple visualizations at once, or you can apply the filter to all visualizations. You can click on one data point and make this data points to be selected across all visualizations. For example, I can select the state Missouri, and all my visualizations will be filtered for that state, right? then I can reuse my visualizations from my exploration workspace, right? Then you can toggle between a view mode, and I'll show you what view mode is and edit mode. View mode is basically how your customer is gonna look. It's what the customer is gonna see, right? Edit is when you are making changes to it. Now, there are some similarities in to data exploration. You can add the calculations. You can create the navigation paths, right? You can do all of that. But remember that when you add the calculation, when you add the calculation to the dashboard, it won't be available anywhere else, right? You have to add the calculations to the data module if you want this to be available in all dashboards, all explorations, all stories where you use the data module as a source, right? So what we're gonna do today, now we're gonna create your first dashboard, right? So let me show you what we'll do. We're gonna use the same data as last time, and I'm gonna go, that's the same account that I used for the last time, because I had this open today, right? That's why it shows in the recent. But see, this is the data module, right? This is the data module that we're gonna use. So let me close this out. But remember, this is what I showed you earlier today. This is the data module. So I'm gonna close this, right? Close it. Now what I'll do, I'll use this data module to create the data, to create the dashboard. One way to do it is here. And you're gonna so this is the actions menu, and I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna say create dashboard. Right, but wait a minute, what do you see here? There are two types of dashboards. We're gonna be looking at the top dashboard, where the visualizations are split among different tabs, right? Infographic is just a long page with visualizations. You cannot split them into tabs. You cannot apply the filter to part of this, right? Basically, the idea is you could have perhaps you're presenting information, you can break it down into subtopics, perhaps, and a separate subtopic for a tab, something like that, right? You can organize it in tabs. And the big important point is that this tab dashboard can be saved as a story, and we'll talk about this. Infographic cannot be saved as a story. That's why we're not using it. You're gonna stay with the dashboards, tab dashboards. And what do you see this? Those are the predefined layout. And the nice thing about this is, and what I did, I just wrote this for you, right? I wrote this for you, the differences. Both are interactive, right? So this is what they have the same, right? What they have the same. But we're gonna use tab because we're gonna convert tabs, we're gonna create the tab dashboard, and then we're gonna save the tab dashboard as a story and add to it. So that's why we use tab in this class. But what are those? Those are the templates. They're out of the box templates and a free-form template. The plus side is if you're using out of the box template, it's gonna rescale based on your screen size, right? It's predefined. And you might also customize it, right? So that's a free form, but for the free form, sometimes the issue is you may need to scroll through, and the area is not divided into sections like in a predefined, right? So you may select the template based on your needs, but honestly, I prefer 2x2 because the more visualizations you put on a page, the longer the page could take to load. So I'm gonna do this, right? And I'm gonna click OK. What does it do? This creates an empty dashboard. This is an empty dashboard, right? What is this? Let's take a look at it. That's data that I'm using as a source. This is my data module, right? Remember, we created the data groups here last time, right? This is our selectable filter. You remember that? Everything shows as a column. And what is this? Remember, last time we created the standalone calculation, right? So that's a calculation that it's stored outside the data module. Well, it's not stored with each row, right? It's not stored in each data row, just stored once as a standalone. Okay. Then that's a filter, and you've got all the columns. And similar, each column has a little icon, and icon sort of like determines different icon stands for different data type, right? Now this is similar, you've seen that, right? So that's a similarity, you have this data here. What you did not see was this canvas, right? So that's 2 by 2, exactly what I selected. And the canvas can have multiple tabs. So I'm right now on the first tab. To add another tab, I just click on this plus sign. For the new tab, I don't have to keep the same layout. Well, I will stay with the same, but you can change, you can select different layout. But if you change your mind, you can always edit this. So here, like this one option, it lets you edit the tab title, right? Then this option, you can duplicate the tab, and this one is a change template. So if you selected the wrong template, you can always change it, right? So you just know it. It's possible to change. Now, what is this here? This by default, this is called new dashboard. We need to save our work at all times. So what I'll do here, I'm gonna go here. I clicked on this plugin, right? Where would I want to save it? Right now, at the moment, I want to save everything in my personal area, right? Remember the my content area, right? This is where I have my files, right? And I'm gonna say, let's say, car claim amount dashboard, right? I'm just making it up. But you want to call the descriptive name, right? Here, I'm saving it, I'm gonna hit save. Right now, well, take a look, similar, the same another similarity. When the file, when you make a change, right? If the last change is not saved, you're gonna see the little asterisk, right? If the last change was saved, you're not gonna see the little asterisk. Another thing is that you have these two friends here, redo and undo. I believe it's up to 20 times, but I could be wrong. Okay. Now here, right now, you're in the edit mode. You can toggle between the view modes. This is a view. So basically, that's how your customer is watching the visualizations, interacting with visualizations, but cannot make changes. But if you go in the edit mode, then you can make changes to this, right? So use the floppy disk to save, but notice that you also have save as and save as a story. We're gonna use save as a story later tonight. But for right now, I'm just saving it. So there are 2 tabs right now. I added those 2 tabs. What you could also do is there are properties, right? And the properties that you see are different depending on what you are working with. For example, right now, I'm looking at the tabs, right? So I can specify, as an example, I can specify the color. For example, I want my title color to be red, right? So that's gonna show the tab color, the name of the tab in red. Select an indicator. I want it to be green, right? So it means that the selected tab is gonna show as green, right? So I'm just keeping tab 1, tab 2 for right now. And so I've got 2 tabs, and there are more properties here that you can play around with, right? You can play around this. You can change the background. You can specify if you want to see the grids and etc. There are a bunch of the properties that you see depend on what you are currently looking at, right? So here, this is basically, I showed you, I need to show you more. I need to discuss that you have the filters. This area, that's where you define the filter on visualizations, and we're gonna look at it in details. Okay, we're gonna look at it today. So, and what else we have here? The visualizations, right? That's used to add new visualizations. Then here, remember last time we used assistant. This assistant is also available here, right? I'm gonna show you the pins, and I also have the detailed video on pins, right? But okay, I can show you what pins does. Pins is nothing but the set of bookmarks, right? So what you do is if you have visualizations that you accessed recently, you can pin it and then just drag and drop, right? Like for example, this is what you're gonna do. Well, first we'll save it. Now we're gonna look at how to add visualizations here, right? So for your assignment 3, you probably created some spiral models, some decision trees, right? So what you will do here, you're gonna go here, and this is you have the data exploration, right? This is data exploration file. And I have some of my stuff that I did for assignment 3, right? This is my tree diagram, and I want to add this tree diagram to my visualization, to my dashboard. What do I need to do is this. Look, this is a pin in here. I'm gonna add a pin in here. Pin is basically the favorites, right? So this got added to my favorites. It got added. I need to click here. See this? This is my favorite. I just added this. Okay. Now what I can do, I can go back to my dashboard, and I'm gonna go to my pins in here, and this is a decision tree. I just drag and drop here. But watch, I hover right over this arrow because I want my diagram to fit into this little section. See this? There are 4 sections. I want the visualization to fit into the section. So that's what I did. I wanted to make sure that my mouse was on top of that little arrow, right? And more. Those they may or may not be working. I can try. Oh, they still work, nice. Because sometimes if you delete, what happens was if you delete the data module that was used as a source to build that visualization, then it's not going to be then the visualization is going to be invalid. You won't be able to create visualization anymore. Okay, you won't be able to see visualization. You're going to see the error. The bookmarks, right? The pins could become invalid if the data, right, that was used to build visualization is no longer available. And what I did was I created a video on pins, and it shows you how to search through them, how to filter through them, etc. Because as you keep on working, you're gonna get more stuff, right? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and save this, right? I save it. Another way to add visualizations is to actually go ahead and click on new visualization, right? And I can add the pie chart. So this is my pie chart. Look, I hover it, right, like this. What is this? Those are the visualization properties. Remember, something similar. I need to specify what I want to visualize. If you see this little asterisk, it means that this is required. What I want to do here is that I want to show the percentage of people, right? Percentage of customers by the state. So what I want to do, every segment, it has to be, I want the state, right? Segment is a state, and the segment size, I want this to be the number of people. So perhaps I can put a customer in because the data for the customer is summarized by what? By the total, right? It counts the number of customers. I'll do that. Now, see that this is a pie chart. What I can do for pie chart, I can also look at the properties of the pie chart, right? So that's a property window. I can change my color palette. I can specify if I want to show the legend. Then I can go back. I can go to the chart, and sometimes I want to see the percentages, right? I don't want to see the number. I want to see the percentage of people. And in here, I can do, what is this? This is going to make it look like a donut. See, this is how I got this. It looks like a donut. And also you can change some appearance, right? Well, you can add the border color. You can add I want to add black border color, right? And etc. And you can add the title. Well, much more. You can just play around with these properties, okay? So that's what it is. The properties that you get depends on what object you select, right? They depend on what object you select. Now, how else you can add visualizations? You can just drag and drop, right, the column. So I'm going on my tab 2, and I can just go in here. Here is a list of columns here, right? I can just go and drag and drop. Like, for example, I have the perhaps policies, right? Policy group. Let's see what happens. If I drag and drop, I think it's going to show the number of See this? This is just the data group, right? It's just the data group values. So let's delete this. I don't want this, right? Suppose I added something that I don't want. I can select it, and this is how I delete it, right? This is how I delete it. Now, you can do, for example, well, you can just drag and drop and visualize it. Like, for example, I want to do the total claim amount, right? This is the total claim amount. I just drag and drop, and it's going to show the average total claim amount. What I could do also, right? So this is called the visualization focus mode. When I open it up, and here are the things I can specify, right? In this case, this is just the summary, but I want to change my visualization. Perhaps I can do the table, right? So that's a table. Well, in this case, it's just showing me one column because I didn't specify anything else for this, right? It's just the average, okay? But I can also do, for example, marital status. Now it's gonna show the average claim amount by marital status, and I can leave it like this, right? Can't I do it? Yes, I can, sure, why not, right? So now, so here I have the states, right? And I'm gonna keep it like this on purpose. I'm just gonna keep it like this on purpose, two visualizations similar. Then suppose that I have it here and I don't like it here. What you could do is you can move it to the second tab, right? You cannot just go, let me see, let's try. If I drag and drop, right? Then I go to the tab 2 and I can position where I want. See, it's positioned correctly, right? You can move it. Now, what you could also do is when you can use this assistant in here, right? To create visualizations, this assistant, right? The way you did it in last class, right? So for instance, I type the data, right? And then I can, well, more. This actually shows me the data that I have access to, right? But you can find this data, right? Claim amount, and then you can look at the columns and then you can use this assistant for the visualizations as well. Like for example, it doesn't have to be in the same data set, right? You don't have to. You can use it from different data set in general, right? I'm just telling you in general. So anyway, you can play around with that, but you can use assistants the way you did last time to add visualizations, or you can do as a brand new visualization. You can add them just by drag and drop the column. You can add them from the bookmarks, right? Or I can do, again, new visualization. And let me pick something like, I probably want to pick a map, right? So, or, well, because I want, for some reason, I want to have the states in here, right? And I'll show you why later. Well, I can pick a map, or I can also drag and drop the field. If I drag and drop the this here, I think it's gonna pick up, but just to be safe, let's see. Sometimes I don't see things. Okay, here it is. I drag and drop, right? And then I need to specify that I want to look at what? At the state, right? Well, this is the properties. Let's just close the properties window to make it easier. And what I'm gonna use as a location, I'm gonna do the state because I wanted to show you something. Okay, so that's a state. We are done, right? There are a few states. And color, I want to do, let's see the number of customers. Why not? Right? The color is going to be the number of customers. Let me close this. Okay, so you see that, right? You see state here, and let me copy it. I'm going to duplicate it for a minute. So let's do this. To duplicate it, what you do is you select this, right? And you're going to do, there is an option to duplicate. So that's here. Nope. That's set to run duplicate. So it's here. Okay, and I'm just gonna drag it here. Now, see this? I have 4 visualizations on the first tab. Now I'm gonna illustrate the visualizations are connected. Let's say this. Visualizations are connected. What do I mean here? I'm going to select one data point, right? Like here, one state, right? This is Missouri. I select Missouri, and in all of my visualizations, Missouri got selected, right? Missouri got selected in all visualizations. So that's what I mean by connected. On the same tab, if I select one data point, the same data point is going to be selected in all. How do I know? This is show widget connection. Do you see this? Number one, that's a group. You can have multiple groups of widgets on the same page. And another important, it's important, all widgets must have the same data source used as a data. You have to have the same data used as a source in order to have this connection. They're all connected, but I can break it, right? How? Look, I can select this here. I can select this here, and I can say this, break link. So now the link is broken. What I'll do here, I deselect this, right? Well, what is gonna happen? I selected here Oklahoma, right? Why Oklahoma is not selected on all other visualizations? Because I broke the link, right? It does not matter. I selected Oklahoma here. It did not get selected here. Now, if I select Iowa here, right? Iowa will be selected on the bottom two and on the top left, but it won't be selected here because I broke the link. Now I'm gonna go back to links again. What I could do in here, this one, I can do this here, add to existing connection, and I can select it to the two. So I want the top two links and the bottom two links, right? So, and for example, see this here, when I select a different state in here, right, that state will not be selected at the top. So here I have, I have to unclick this, sorry. Look, I'm gonna select Kansas here at the bottom, right? But Kansas is not gonna be selected at the top because I broke my links. Sometimes you want to do this because you want to compare the data by state, right? You can filter some visualizations for one state and some visualizations for the other. But I'm just showing you that the visualizations can have linked, and you can configure how visualizations are linked. So now what I'll do is I'm gonna change this back. To change this back, I'm just gonna add this to the first group, and I do the same thing here, right? Or if I wanted to undo, I can just use a bunch of undo stuff. See this? Undo, 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 right? You can undo the changes. You can use undo button, right? But right now, what I'll do is I'll just do this, right? And I select the first one, and I click here, and I also select the first one, right? I undid what I did. Now I'm gonna go save. Well, okay, I have, this is a one tab, and I've got how many tabs? I've got two, right? Now I'm gonna show you again how to do the pins because I want to add something to my second tab, right? So look, again, I'm gonna go to this data exploration that I created last time. I'm gonna find the visualizations that I want, right? So this is the card that I want to use. Come on. And I can, I opened up pins, sorry guys. Okay, here it is. This is a card. I need to open the cards. This is my card, right? And here, this is more advanced. So what I'm doing here is that I have the claim reason, and I'm showing it average claim amount per claim reason, but I'm also repeating this for each state, okay? Well, the color code, well, this is what I'm doing here. I'm showing the average total claim amount in this visualization, where I want to show it for marital status, right? Then I'm also want to look at it, marital status is a color, but I want to also repeat this for each state. Every row is a state, so this is a visualization. Now I want to add this to my dashboard. What I have to do is I need to pin this. I pin this. Then I can come back, when I come back to my dashboard, I'm here. right? I pinned it. Now I have to go to pins and I should see my visualization. I just do this and I drag and drop, okay? So this is how you add this, okay? So I've got two tabs here. Now, you see that both tabs have state, right? Both tabs have state. We're gonna look at the filters right now. But just to be clear, let me unfilter it here. I unfiltered it. I want to make sure all states are visible right now. I'm gonna show you two types of filters here. There is a way to apply filter to one tab, or there is a way to apply filter to multiple tabs. So how do I do it? Here is my data. And right now, perhaps I want to filter it by state, okay? So I'm gonna find my state, and I'm gonna drag and drop the filter to all tabs right now. I drag and drop to all tabs, and then I want to select Kansas and Missouri, and I'm gonna select OK. What happened right now? All visualizations got what? Filtered. See this? It's filtered for these two states that I just selected. When I go to the second tab, remember I have states as well, right? So what happened here? It's supposed to be filtered too, right? Not sure why it's not doing it, but it's supposed to be filtered. Because, oh, here it is. Oh, it's a different field because here, look, I'm using the state code. I'm not using the state, that's why. But let's do this. I can delete this. Well, okay, that's good. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's done. It's done. Sorry, guys. It took a little bit a while. But the filter is applied to this. It's supposed to apply to this tab too when I turn it on, right? When I turn it on, when I apply the filter, it should apply here too. Right? So now I can go in here and I can edit filter or I can delete filter. I deleted the filter, right? I deleted the filter. So you can apply the filter to all tab and you can apply the filter to the single tab, right? So how do I apply the filter to all tabs? I just drag and drop, right? So here, right? And I can just do, so I want to filter it perhaps on a state, right? Or state code. I can drag here, and then I select which state I want to see. I want to see just Iowa. See this, my visualization got adjusted for Iowa. And when I go into another tab, I should see the adjustments too. I should see the adjustments. Okay, well, it takes a while. But see this, I see the adjustment just for one state. This one takes a little bit of time too. But just remember that when I selected put all tabs, it's supposed to apply to all visualizations in all tabs. Now, if I do delete filter, it's gone, right? Now what I'll do is I can apply the filter only to this tab, right? So I'll do is here, right? And I can do the state code. I drag and drop and it's only be applied to this here, right? It's applied to this here. And then when I go to my other tab, this tab does not get filtered because I applied the filter only to the single tab. See, I don't see this filter here. Okay, and this area, filters area, can be expanded and can be collapsed, right? So let me go back to the first tab. I'm gonna remove this, delete filter. Not sure why this takes a while to refresh. Okay, now I'm gonna let's look at this slides. We talked about this stuff, right? We talked about I have to talk about the widgets next. What is a widget? And I have a video, detailed video on how to add text and how to add the images. But well, this is your widget, right? You're gonna add the text like this. See, you enter the text here. And for example, I want to type, I love data 610, right? I love data 610, okay? This is my text. What I can do with the text is I can customize. But here I have several options. Look, I can do, I click here, I can go to the properties, right? and I can just change on the properties here. For example, I want a different text color. I want it red, right? I want it bold. I want everybody to know that I like that. I love data 610. Then I can change how I want it to look like. For example, I want it to be central, right? I can change my font size and etc. Right? Now I want to keep it bigger. I want everybody to know that I like this class, right? Okay, now you have to do a little bit of housekeeping, right? A little bit of the resizing. How do you do this? Look, make sure that you have the cursor above that little arrow. Okay, so this is my text. I can add images, but very important, you cannot copy and paste the image directly. You have to provide the image URL in order to use images, right? Like for example, here, perhaps I want to find a picture of the dog, right? I'm going to search for the dog and I want an image, right? I want image of a dog, just any image, right? So this is my dog. What you have to do is you have to take the image URL. See this? Well, let's try to copy image link. It has to end with JPG, right? And I got it really well in the video that I created. So this is what? This is the image. You put it here, right? And in the properties, you have to specify the URL, right? Something like that. So it should work now. Because I put the URL of image, URL where the dog is, right? So I did not copy and paste the dog, not that. I did not copy paste the dog. I pasted the URL, right? I pasted the URL of this. To get the URL, it depends on the browser. I just do copy image link and I pasted the picture of this dog, okay? So that's how you did it. And this is the link, and here you can put description if you like, okay? So just know that you can add this, and you can also add the videos, link to the videos, and etc. And you can also add the link to the web page. And I have the details. I have a video on how to do that. Okay. Now, and you can also, if you want to, you can also add different shapes, right? You can add shapes. Oops. Okay, it's because I have this 2x2. So what I could do is this. I can add a new tab, right? And I'll just show you quickly. I can add the shape in here. Okay, you can add shapes. It just to show you what you can do. Okay, shapes, text, and you probably want to describe stuff. Well, here, notice that I also have the title in here, right? Well, in here, see this? You can control, you can specify. When I highlighted the title, you have two options here. You can change the text properties in this toolbar, or you can change it here, right? It's up to you how you want to do it. Okay. Now we talked about the widgets, right? We talked about, well, here I'm just showing you the properties. I showed you that, right? You can change the background color, you can change the themes. That's how to change. I'm just showing you that you can change the properties of the tabs, right? Multiple ways to add visualization. I showed you that too, right? You can use assistant and etc., right? And you can also duplicate visualization and then edit them. And that's a visualization library. And here I'm just spelling out, basically, when you click on the visualization, this is called what? Focus mode. And then you can modify, see, clicking here, this is a focus mode. This is where you would change what data is being visualized, right? This is where you change. This is focus mode. While here, clicking here, this is the properties. Properties tell you how visualization appears, right? But when I take it in the focus mode, I specified what I'm visualizing. Okay, let me save this again. Now, let's look here. So that's it is. Well, here I'm just showing you the visualization properties of the pie chart. Just an example. And you can click. What I did not show you is that you can see, I clicked here to show the title. Yes, and then you can change the color of the title and etc. Right? You can make it bold And I'll let you explore these properties as your assignment, as part of your assignment, right? You can add text widgets, and I have a detailed video on how to add text and different widgets, so please make sure to watch it. But I also put it here that you have to put the URL. You cannot copy and paste the picture directly, okay? Just know it. Here, I'm just showing you that all visualizations are linked, and maybe here it's a little, maybe I'm using a better example in here. Maybe I'm using a better example in here where I list the state, right? And then I select one state, or actually this is the claim reason. I select the claim reason, and the same claim reason got selected in all of the visualization. And then I can unlink, I can break the links, right? Now, what happens here is that we looked at this dashboard, but we have not made any narratives, right? We have not specified any transitions, right? So how is it? There's no animations. How am I supposed to look at this, right? That set the stage for something else, something called a story. But before they do that for you, let's close this, and let's close this without changes. For you, I prepared another dashboard for you. It's in, I'm gonna go to my content, and for this demonstration, let me see, is it this? This one we just looked at, right? Yeah, this one we just looked at, so let me close it. I prepared a nice dashboard to use for this demonstration. So it's this one, car insurance dashboard. Well, let's show you. What happened in here? I strategically numbered it. Title page, right? I numbered it 1 through 5, and I'll show you why. So this is the first page, and I've gotten here. What is this? That's a text. This is an image. I added the link to an image, right? Here I put the average total claim amounts, right? And I'm looking at by policy, by claim reason, etc. Right? So I sort of like each tab has its own purpose. This is a claims distribution by the state. Well, this is percentage of claims by the state, and this is a percentage of the vehicle class by the state, and etc. Right? Here, this is by model. This is a model, data model that was done as part of the assignment 3, right? And this is average claims by location. I have different visualizations in here, right? So this is my This is my dashboard. Now that's the stage for the next topic. I cannot specify the transitions. I cannot specify when certain part of the page appears, disappears, right? So this sets the stage for the story. The story, it's an animated presentation, and there are 2 types of stories. There is a guided journey, right? And there is also the slideshow. You may add images also. You may add new visualizations from scratch, right? You can add visualizations from pins. You have the assistant available in there. But let's do it. Instead of creating a story from scratch, this is what you can do for assignment 4. But first of all, you have to make sure that your dashboard is ready, okay? The dashboard is ready, because any change that you make after you do what I'm just gonna show you to do is not gonna be applicable. Look, I assume I'm ready. So this is what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna save this dashboard as a story. I will use the slideshow at the moment. Select. Now, same thing applies. I have to save it where? My content. By default, it's gonna call story car insurance dashboard, right? But let me name it like this because I already created one, I think. Okay, now here, this is an option to open the story after I save it. Save. Let's see what's gonna happen. Remember this, I have my tabs numbered, right? 1 through 5, and I did it on specific purpose. I'll show you. Save. So this is what I opened up as story now. Instead of tabs, the story consists of what? Of the scenes, right? Each story consists of the scenes. And the story also has a view mode and an edit mode. See, this is a view mode. I cannot edit it. I toggle, this is my what edit mode. Now take a look at this. What do I have in here? 5 scenes. Each tab in the dashboard is going to be a scene in the story. So you have to plan, because right now, if I go back to my dashboard, if I make change, that change will not be transferred to this story, okay? I want to be completely ready before I do that. So here I've got how many scenes? I've got 5. If I wanted to, I can add a new scene, right? And I can select the template and I can keep on adding images from scratch, visualization, etc. But for your assignment 4, you're gonna do this, and then you're gonna also specify when things appear, disappear. Example, take a look at this here. This tab, I'm showing what? Average total claim amount. And I have 4 different visualizations, right? Here also I have 4 different visualizations. We can look at this one, like, see this? I have claims percentage by state. This is a claims percentage by vehicle. This is a by policy, and this is by education, right? If I click over here, I've opened the timeline. Every scene has a timeline. By default, it's a 5 seconds. So if I play it, this scene is going to show for 5 seconds. I can change when things appear, disappear. Each visualization here is listed here, right? Here, I can drag and drop, right? Here. So this edge is going to show me when the visualization becomes visible. Right here, I just say stop showing this visualization at this time, right? And these two I want to show at all times. Actually, no, I want to show more than 5 seconds. I can extend this, right? I can extend this. So now I could minimize this, and let's see what's going to happen when I preview this. Play, right? I play this in which nothing, this shows, this will disappear, this one disappears, all disappear, and only this one shows. So how is that? Because I specified this to show later. I specified this to disappear. Then this will disappear. Well, because I extended the scenes, the scene default is 5 seconds, and I want this to show more than 5 seconds, right? So you just drag and drop the edges of that bar, right? This is how you specify when things appear and disappear, right? And here you just can go previous scene, current scene, etc. Next scene, right? Similar to what you did to a dashboard, you can add filters to the single scene and to all scenes. You can add new visualizations, right? You can also add visualizations from the pins. Well, another way to call pin, it's a favorite, okay? Now you can also add widgets such as shape and text, right? And well, let's close this out. Let's go back to this. So here, this is a scene selector. This is how you open this scenes, right? And right now I'm looking at the timeline for specific scene. When I close this, and I'm going to see the list of scenes again. And to add a new scene, I just go here, and I can specify the layout. And then I can just add the title here, and I can drag and drop visualizations, okay? I can drag and drop visualizations. Suppose that I don't like what I just did, I can do undo. I can undo, right? Should be, okay? I just undid, and I'm gonna do the save. Always save your work, always, because you don't know what could happen. You might lose your work, right? If you get disconnected or anything like that, you're gonna lose your work. And what else is here? Here it just shows the data being visualized. Okay, this shows the data being visualized. Okay, next thing is, let's see. Oh, and what I did here, I remember there are 2 types, right? There are 2 types. You have a slideshow and you have a guided journey. Basically, it just shows whether the data appears whether you see things on the same canvas. Each scene is on different canvas when you do the slideshow. But when you do the guided journey, all scenes are going to appear on the same canvas, right? You might still configure when objects appear or disappear, right? And you might create them from dashboard or from scratch, either way. So, but suppose that I selected already, right, the slideshow. If I want to change to guided journey, I have to go to properties and I can change this to guided journey. And then I need to select the layout I want to use. This is a layout. What I'm gonna do now is that's different. See this? Right now, this is an overview. It shows that this is just an overview, right? Here, this shows that this is my first, right? I've got 5 scenes in here, right? And you can select, there is an option to show overview at the end, to show or hide overview at the end, right? And yeah. So see here, this is like slide 0 and this is 6. It just shows this. See this? When you click here, it's gonna show all your scenes like this. So you could take a screenshot for assignment. You would have to play around, right? I'm gonna close all these windows. Well, you have to play around with the zoom. But if I take this screenshot, it kind of shows that I developed my story, right? Or you can do this, you can go here and you can change the layout to, I like this for some reason, okay? Then if you select this here, right? Then you close this and you can close this. See this? If you take a screenshot of this, something like that, it shows the instructors that you actually did the story, right? You have to show somehow that you did the story, okay? So that was, the story was created from dashboard, right? Similarly, I can do it from scratch. To do it from scratch, I would have to come back to the welcome page, right? So this is a welcome page. I would have to click on new, and then I have to select story. And I can select my layout, right? I can do create. Now what I need to do, I don't see anything and I won't be able to visualize anything because I did not specify the data. I have to do select the source, right? And then I'm gonna go to my content and I have to select the claims and weather data module. That's it, right? Then you can start adding visualizations, right? You can start adding visualizations. And this is a default number of the scenes. You can add scenes, you can add if you need more, right? Then you enter title and you can drag and drop visualizations, right? Like for instance, I selected this, right? And I can just drag and drop to add visualizations here, okay? Like in, not in here, I can do pins. And I can just drag and drop, right? Oops. Oh, it's gonna take a while, it's gonna refresh, okay? It's gonna refresh. Okay, so let's delete this for a moment. Delete, okay? I'm just showing you that you can do this. You can do this, okay? Oh, see this, I got an error. It's probably because I may have used the different data source. I have to check because I need to make sure that I'm using the same data source, right? I need to use the same, see this, because for this pin that I just added, I may have used a different data source. That's why it's not showing up. But let's go ahead and delete this. How do we, remember how do we delete this? When we click on this, right? I can just click delete key. I can do it, or just click here. This is to delete. Anyways, you can add visualizations here. You can build, you can do filters. You can do a lot of stuff, right? But for assignment 4, you can take a shortcut. You first create a dashboard and then you're gonna export it as a story, save it as a story, if you will. Okay, now, so this one is a transition style, that's what it's called, right? Well, this is just showing you the slideshow interface and the guided journey. This is the same timeline. And you can also change how you want the scenes to transition. So if I go back to this story here, right, I can go to the properties And there should be a property that allows me to change the transition. If I select slide, let me select slide, where it's using the same canvas, right? Slide transitions, I want animated pass, okay? Now what I'll do, let's go to the view mode, right? And I'm gonna just play this. Let's see, so this is the first scene, and I want to see the animated. Did I select to play all scenes? Let's see. Oh, because, look, I have to select this. I have to select play all scenes, that's why, right? So now I need to go back. This is the first scene, right? I'm gonna play it again. So I'm on the first scene. Right now, it's supposed to transition to, see how it did? That's a transition type that is specified, animated pass, right? So I'm just previewing it. Remember, we specified the timeline on the other slide? So that's what it did. We specified on the other scene, we specified the timeline. That's why we could see and did not see some of that, right? Some visualizations disappeared because this is what we specified. Now, the properties are not editable because I have to be in the edit mode, right? And if I could do the sweep, right? If I want, I can do the sweep, okay? I'm just showing you what you can do, and you're going to explore this, right? So I'm gonna go back to the first scene, the very first one, and now it's playing. Oh, and you're gonna see it's supposed to do differently a little bit. Yeah, it's supposed to do a little bit differently. Okay, so you just got an idea, right? It's just the transitions that you specified. For your assignment 5, you will have to do the recording, and I'll talk about that too. But this is first thing is assignment 4, right? We talked about assignment 4 here. So let's see the slides. Well, this is a timeline. Those are different. And what I did was I also created a video to show you more details on each step. This just shows how to save the dashboard as a story, okay? This is what we already did. And remember this, I just did this to illustrate. You have each tab becomes a scene, right? So you have to plan where you put things. You have to plan ahead of time because once you exported your dashboard as a story, that's it, right? Any change you make to the dashboard will not show in the story. Now, okay, next thing is that I need to show you the samples. Well, okay, let's go back to the welcome page. What you see in here, remember my content, this is your area, right? Team content, there are a few things in here. You have something that was pre-installed, or it's in samples, right? You're not going to submit this for your grade, but this is something for you to check. If you're not sure how to organize things, for example, see California website visit, you can click here and you can actually preview. You are allowed to preview, you are not allowed to modify it, right? Because you have permission, the permission you have for this, it's called run. So run permission allows you to see stuff and it allows you to play around with the dashboard, but you will not be able to modify it. If you want to modify it, you will have to make a copy and save it to your area, okay? But those are the samples that are available. You're not going to turn this in, but this is just for you to see what you can do, right? What can be done. And then you can apply something similar to your project, right? Okay, so remember, this is not something you want to turn in, but this is for your reference, okay? So that's examples. Next stuff is the most exciting stuff. Assignment 5, this is a group assignment. It's very good, it's an excellent opportunity to work in a team, right? I don't know how many of you like to work in a team, but it's perfect. It's a way to learn from each other, not just from me, not just from your readings, not just from, you want to interact with each other. Now, whatever you have in your content area, it's not visible by your teammate, right? So what I did was I have configuration and explain what you'll need to do. Each team is going to have a designated folder that I created, and that only your team will have access to it. Just for the purpose of this demonstration, let's assume that I'm taking a session 9040 of this class, right? When you log into Leo, at the top, you see your session number. So I'm taking session 9040 and I'm assigned to team 1. And my name is Demo3 for this demonstration. And I've got a couple more teammates, Demo and Demo1. Demo1, Demo2, right? I have several teammates here who can access, who will be able to access the same folder. So what's going to happen is this. At the end of week 9, there will be announcement. Your teacher will put you in a groups. What I'll do is I'll create the groups in a Cognos accordingly. You're going to get folder, but what you need to do is this. You need to select the team leader, right? That's preferable. Each team, select the team leader. And the team leader is going to take the file, data file, one of the data sets that you use for assignment 5, and will copy to your folder. Let me show you where to find your group folder first. Team content. Okay, well, here, this breadcrumbs, these crumbs show where I'm currently looking at. I want to look back, way back to the team content. By the time, when the time comes, right, you're gonna see this folder called assignment 5 group work. You're not gonna see it right now, but you will see it when the time comes, right? Here is your enrollment semester, which is what, summer 2022. If you took this course before, you're gonna see the old semester folder. So select the current semester. This is my team. Now, first thing to make sure is this. I see the folder for my team if I'm assigned to team 1. I do not see the folder for team 2 because I was not assigned to team 2, right? If you do see it, then submit a ticket, then we have to resolve it, okay? So basically, each team, right, has permissions for the folder. And you have a right permission only for this folder. You don't have right permission to the team content except for this folder. This folder you will be able to write into, okay? Now, what you'll need to do is, remember, you have a location where you have the data sets, right? In this one, data for assignments. You're gonna click here. This is assignment 5. You can select one of the 5 data sets. You select one of the 5 data sets. Like, for example, I like cars, right? And suppose that I'm a team leader. My team selected cars. What I'll do in here, I click here, and I have to do copy or move. Now remember, it's not move, it's copy. Right now, this is grayed out because you cannot write anything to the team. You can write to the team area, but only you can write it to the folders that is assigned to your group. I'm not selecting the folder assigned to the group. So what I'm gonna do, where do you want to copy? I still want to copy it to the team content, right? But I'm gonna navigate here. And in here, this is assignment 5 group work. This is enrollment semester. And this is my team, right? I'm gonna select copy to, not move to, but copy to, right? Move to is not gonna work because to move the file, you should have what? The permission to edit files in the folder, right? Because moving file, actually, it's a deletion from original location, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do copy to, right? Okay, now, how do we know that the file was copied as expected? You're gonna go here again, assignment 5 group work, enrollment semester, and see this is a file. Now, what's gonna happen is this. The team leader is gonna also do this, create a data module. The team leader will create a data module, and they're gonna save it as, let's do, oh, it's here. You could do save, and then you select, you're gonna save it as this, the cars data module, okay? And where are you gonna save it? You want to put it in your team area, right? Well, see this? I'm gonna select team content. I'm gonna do assignment 5 group work, my enrollment semester. And this is my team, right? I'm gonna just select it here. Everyone on the team should see it, right? This should be visible to everyone on the team. Let me close this. Then you're gonna use that one for explorations and etc. You're gonna use that copy of the data because you want to make, well, you're gonna see what happens is that you need to apply the filters. You'll have to coordinate, right? You're gonna need to do the data pre-processing, and you want to do it only on one copy of the file, right? And you want that file to be stored in the team content, okay? Just in case, you can make a backup of the file to your personal area, just in case, because I had things deleted by accident. Speaking of deletions, if you delete this cars dataset, right? If you delete this car dataset, this data module would be invalid. There is a dependencies between objects here, right? Okay, so now here, see this team content. I'm in my team. I see this, right? There is another team member. So let's see. Let's do this. I'm gonna log out, and I'm gonna log in as another demo. Okay, so I'm just gonna do close. Oh, okay, close without saving. Now what I'll do, I'm gonna go in here, and I'm gonna go in as another user. This is another user who is assigned to that group, right? This is another user. I'm gonna sign in. Well, because this user also has access to that folder. When the user goes to team content, see this assignment 5 group work should be visible. Summer 2022 should be visible. This is a session, and those are what the data modules that I just created, right? I created it as another teammate. So now what I could do is I can do create exploration, right? And let's just save it as cars exploration, right? Or here, let's just add something because let's just add something. So see this, I create on this data point, and I'm gonna get this. I'm just gonna add this, just okay. Now I'm gonna save this. Let's save this, save us, and I'm just gonna do car exploration, okay? I just save it. I wanted to see it. I wanted to show you that the teammate will see it. But wait a minute, where do I save it? I cannot save it in the team content directly because you don't want the whole university to see it. What you will do is this. We're gonna go assignment 5, group work. You're gonna go to the summer. See this? Summer 2022. It's your enrollment semester, and this is your team, right? And you want to save it where? Here. You want to save it for your team. So now, if I go back, I close this. See this? I see it here, and I'm gonna go to team content, right? So that's my folder. Oh, see this? I'm gonna go. I should see it here. I saved this exploration. It's here. Important. Before you log out, you have to close files because well, you can share files with your teammates, but only one person can edit the file at the same time. So if I have the file open, I still have a lock on it. You know what I'm saying? In the past, we had a problem where files became invalid because because 2 people tried to edit the file at the same time. That's not gonna work. Even if you log out, if you left the file open, you still have it open, right? So make sure that when you log out, you don't see anything in here, okay? So you just see welcome, you don't see anything open. Anything that open will be listed here, okay? Now I'm gonna log out, and I'm gonna log back in as the first user. So this is a sign out, and I'm gonna go back in, right? And I'll just show you. So this here, okay. Okay, I'm going back, right? Okay. Oh, now here, that's the thing. I wanted to show you this is caching. Sometimes it's caching. Well, it's gonna give me an error now if I try to open. It might. Oh no, it did not. It's because this is what I had opened with this user. You're right. Now let's close this out. Okay. Now let's come back. Let's see what I'm expecting to see. I'm expecting to see the data exploration, the exploration that my teammate just created, right? I go to team content. This is assignment 5 group work. This is my enrollment semester. This is my team. I see this data exploration. So that's basically how it works, right? You will share it and everyone on the team will see it. Now, what you'll need to do is this. You'll need to create a video for the assignment 5. You need to do the recording where you present your finding. You're going to present your story and it has to be 5 to 10 minutes. So in addition to paper, you're doing a presentation. To record the presentation, you can use Zoom. And there is a free version of Zoom that is available. The limitation is that the recording session cannot be more than 40 minutes, but trust me, it's enough because you need only 5 to 10 minutes, right, for this video. So you can only record 40 minutes at a time, but that's fine because you don't need more than 40 minutes. But this is what's going to happen. I need to use my Zoom account to show you. So this is my UMGC account. In Zooms, you have recordings, right? This is a recording session in the Zoom, okay? Well, for example, see this is the session that we have now. After this session is over, they're going to be recording here, right? So this is the session in data 650 class we had, right? And the session was recorded. So what you'll need to do is this. You're going to click on the share and you should be able to see the link. See this copy sharing information. It's copied, right? And then you need to, show sharing information. Show sharing information. See this? This is a link in here that you're going to share with your professor when you submit the recording. See this in here? This is the access code. You're gonna copy this information and share it with instructor. That's how your instructor will access your recording. As a team, right, you can do either way, one of you or several people, right? You're gonna record the Zoom, use Zoom to record the presentation. And then after this, you're gonna go back to the recordings on your Zoom account and you will see it. You will see the button called share, right? And you gave that link. There is also the option to download, right? Download the recordings. I usually download and upload to YouTube, but this is where it is, okay? It may not appear immediately, but maybe within half an hour, sometimes an hour, depends on how long your recording is. But again, you're going to be using the free version of Zoom, right? Not the faculty version, but I just showed you where to get the recordings and to get the link, okay? Just in general, showed you how to get the recordings. Now let's go back to this. This one is just the accessing. This one just shows how to access the team folder. And I also have a video that shows the details on this, okay? Now, this is gonna be you if you delete something. No, seriously. I created this, the visualization here, right? In my content today, well, see this, we created the story, right? What happens if I delete this data? Data modules that I created from this data will be invalid. All the data exploration, all the dashboard, all the stories, they will be invalid. Is there a way to fix it? No. Even if I upload the file with the same name, I cannot fix it because each file has its associated number, right? Each file has associated unique number. So if I go to the properties here, I should see it. It's somewhere in advanced. Well, do you see this? Well, this is the ID. Do you see this ID? Each ID, there is an ID for each file, for each, right? But this story, it's referencing, it's looking for this data by this ID. If this data is deleted, it no longer can find this ID, right? So what's going to happen? Your visualizations will be broken, okay? Just remember it. It happened when assignment was due. The student deleted something. Thank goodness the group took already the screenshot they needed. Otherwise, it wouldn't. Not sure what would have happened, but you don't want to know. You don't want to know. You want to be very careful. Do not delete, because this is an error. I just put the error message for you so you remember. Okay. Well, this one is that if you open the file that was recently removed, you have your file in recent, right? You opened it, everything was fine, and suddenly your teammate deleted the file. Then you will see this no access error. Okay. The file sometimes it's not removed from your recent, so something got deleted. The file was seated in your group work folder. So your teammate deleted something, but since you had it recently opened, it still will show on your open item, recently open item, but you get no access because your teammate just deleted it. No, things like that. Well, this is just a bonus, and I believe I created a video on this where I show how to do advanced calculation. In this case, I'm writing a case statement. You can do advanced case statements, right? Remember how we did the groupings before? You can write your own code and to create the custom grouping, okay? Now, I'm gonna take questions if there are questions, please. Guys, this is a good time now to ask me questions. Nothing in the chat. Is everybody awake? I'm gonna start asking questions now. So remember that you're gonna have what? Assignment 4, right? For assignment 4, you use the same data as for assignment 3. You can reuse your visualizations, right? You can reuse all of the data pre-processing, but I don't know, sometimes you may need to do more calculations. It depends on what you're trying to visualize, right? And you will need to watch this recording more than once, trust me, because I answered a lot of your assignment questions. The only thing that I did not do is, I did not say, here is the answer to question 1, here is the answer to question 2. I didn't put the question number next to the answer. Okay, but most of your stuff, most of the stuff that you need to know for both assignments is answered here. And also there are several videos that you would still need to watch for this part of the, for the dashboard, the stories, right? There are several videos that you would need to watch. And there is also a video on how to work in the Teams, right? Any questions, any concerns so far? No? Oh, another thing is that if you don't see your folder, that's another check in here. This is you, right? This is your personal. See here, if I click on my preferences, well, this is just the information about me. This is general information. Let's see what's gonna do. See that this is go to personal and select advanced. And here, see this is the groups and roles. So here it's gonna show you the group memberships that you have. See this? Somehow, sometimes just to make sure that you're added to the group, see this, all authenticated users, it means everyone who can log in. This is the team name, your team names that you have access to, right? This is a group name for your project. Everyone, this is everyone in data 610. And this is a role that I created for this course. So everybody is assigned this role, and those are your memberships. You belong to the group, special group for everybody who's taken data 610. That's your team that you will be assigned to shortly. And that's gonna be the, this is just in general. This is in general, you're able to log in, right? So when your account was created, you belong to, you were just able to log in. You did not see anything in this, you did not see anything in the team content unless I added you, right? I had to add you to the group. Okay, so that was basically,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I have a question.
Yes. How many members?
So this is Sam.
Yes.
Ma'am, do you have any of those short YouTube videos
Yes.
that are broken down by each activity? Let's say this is how we do this one thing here, and the next video will talk about the next one thing, and then
Yes.
back and forth, things of that sort. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, maybe not everything, but yes. Remember the videos that you had for the last assignments, right? That
Mhm.
same playlist. You
Yeah,
continue there.
because yeah,
Yeah, the
because
same. Mhm.
during lectures, everything is compressed between some time frame, and you forget what you said the last 30 minutes. So and those short videos on YouTube are very helpful. They
Thank you.
target each particular activity
Yes.
that we want to do so that we don't get confused.
Yes, there is a yes, exactly. It's in a playlist. There is a video on the dashboard. There is a video on how to add widgets to the dashboard. There is a video on how to work with the pins. Yes, there are several videos in there. Yes. Well, basically, the way I'll show you, there is a little bit of history here. How it started. The student asked a question, but that question could not be answered just by typing. We had to show. So I did the recording just to be able to answer the student's question. And then I said, aha, wait a minute. Why don't I share it with everybody? Maybe everybody is interested to see that too. And then it continued and I developed the library. So sometimes you might ask how to do something, right? I do the research and then I decide to show and add it to the library. Yeah, but okay, how many members are in each team? That's going to be your instructor decision. But since I'm the one who assigns people to groups, usually it's between 2 and 5. It's usually between 2 and 5, okay? Because, well, I usually the one who assigns it, who that does the configuration. In fact, I created empty groups already, right? The configuration is ready. All I have to do is add you to groups when instruction, when your professor adds you to groups in Leo, I'm gonna check it and I'm gonna match the same assignment here, okay? Yeah, but I'm glad you found the videos helpful, okay? Yes. But you still need to watch the videos and maybe this whole thing more than once. Yes. I see somebody raised your hand. Yeah, go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask a question too.
All right, thank you. This is Ephraim.
Yes.
So when we create the dashboard, when we create from scratch, not from the visualization that we create from assignment 3, I see at the top of the dashboard, there is a little filter on top left and right.
Yes.
So when do we use that filters and for what purpose do we use? When do we need that filter to do?
So here, this is a dashboard, right? Well, not this, let's see.
You can open one dashboard, we can see that.
Yeah, okay. Yes,
Thank
I need to go to edit mode, right? Filters? Yes, that's what I did. I showed you we apply filters to all tabs and we can apply filter to the single tab. So let me open the other one because, actually we can work on this one. So see this is a dashboard, right?
Yes.
Well, see this here, I'm just, what's that?
Yeah, there are two filters on the tab. So, okay, go ahead.
Okay, this one, if I put filter here, I will filter the data across all tabs. And if I use it here, I will filter the data across a single tab. So like, for example, see this, I'm gonna click on it here. This is a list of columns, right? What I'm gonna do here, yes, suppose that I want to do the, something like, I want to filter the education, right? I want to use education. I'm gonna drag and drop all tabs and I'm gonna select that I want to do doctor and a college. Click OK. All of my tabs got filtered for that specific visualization that I just selected, for that specific education level that I just selected. See this? I filtered all tabs, right? Well, it's hard to see here, but all tabs. On the other hand, I can delete this, and I can filter only single tab. To do that, I would just drag and drop education here, and I would select what I wanted to do, like bachelor, college, etc. Okay, here it is. For some unknown reason, when I was showing it earlier, it did not quite do what I wanted to do, but now it's better. Yes, I can filter only one tab or I can filter all tabs. Yes, you can apply filters here. Yes. Okay.
So is it the same doing the filter on both the filters, or you can do one at a time?
You can do, you can apply the filter to all tabs and then an additional filter to the single tab, sure. For example, I want to,
Okay.
like I want to do this here. this is the policy, or well, let's do anything. Or vehicle class, huh? Here, right? I can apply this filter to all tabs, and this is an additional filter that I want to apply only to this tab, okay? You can do it, and you can specify more than one. You can use more than one column here if you want to, okay?
Okay.
So this is just to filter, and you can do the same on a story. These filters are available in the story too, okay? Now, yes, see this asterisk, it means that I did not save the last change, but I can also undo it. I can also undo the last change, okay? Undo, undo, that's it. I did undo, that's why you no longer see this asterisk, okay?
Oh.
Did it help?
I'm not sure if I got it, but does it apply on the 4 visualizations or some on the right or on the left?
Well, when I put filter to the all tabs area, it's gonna apply to all visualizations in all tabs.
Okay.
Yes. When I put it this tab, it's only gonna apply to all visualizations on the current tab. So see this? There are several tabs in here.
Yes.
Yes, I can filter it. I can filter it all visualizations on the same tab, right? I can just apply and will filter it only this tab, but all visualization. Or I can filter all the visualizations across multiple tabs just by adding filter here.
Okay.
Did it help?
Yeah, I have to try it myself.
Yes, once you try it, you're gonna see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. So the question is if you're gonna use the visualization from last assignment. Okay, well, both. Here you have to do both. You have to reuse visualizations from last assignment and create new visualizations. Yes, you have to do both. And you will see why. As you read the assignment, you will have to do both. Because well, last assignment, what did you do? You did the models, right? Yeah, you will have to do both, trust me. Yes, but how you gonna design in terms of tabs, etc. This is gonna be your choice. And another thing is this, you want to make sure that the text is readable. So when you pick colors, make sure that you pick the text font and the background color in a way that you can read text easily, okay? Well, when you delete the work by accident, when you delete the file by accident, there is nothing you can do. There is no recycle bin. Like on your PC, when you delete something, it goes to recycle bin. This is not the case. Undo only, oh wait, if I delete this visualization by accident, yes, undo will do it. If I do this, I deleted it, right? When I click on undo, this will do it, yes, this will do it still, because I have not closed my file yet. If I close my files, then it wouldn't have done it, okay, yes. Yeah, but this is great, okay, excellent. I'm glad that you asked the question. But if I deleted the whole file, this is it, because it was a sad story, okay? Very, very, very sad, you know. But, you know, things happen, so yes. Linear regression, we're not doing linear regression in Cognos. We're doing, in Cognos, we are doing the decision trees. Linear regression is not available in this version, okay? Oh, you tried to, what did you do? Oh, you tried to predict the car price by age. Oh, so this is not the linear regression. You have to use the different types of visualizations. You cannot do the linear regression. This is not a regression here. This is just the visualization, okay? You don't do multiple regression in Cognos. It's not supported. You also cannot do neural network in Cognos, but trust me, you're gonna see multiple regression as well as neural networks. You're gonna see it in your upcoming courses. You're gonna do that a lot, okay? The clustering, association rules, text analysis, you will see variety of stuff in upcoming. I don't want to scare you, okay? Anyways, and you're not writing code. In the next class, you're going to be writing code. I believe it's SQL and Python, I think. Yes. Okay, anyways, so enjoy. Yeah. Any questions? I like questions, guys. I like when students ask questions. So, so anything you can think of. You have me right now. How's it going so far? Any complaints? Anything about this? Anything that you think I could do to help you better in these sessions? No? Okay. For the assignment 4, you have to use the same data set. It's not just can you have to. Assignment 4, you have to use the same data set as for assignment 3, because assignment 4 is a continuation of 3. So here you have to, everybody has to stay with the same data set. Okay, I hope it makes sense.
Elena, I have a question.
Yes.
For assignment 3, I chose the diamond data set.
Oh,
And
is it in this, well, which folder did you choose it from?
the diamond data set
Ah,
for
okay.
assignment 3.
Okay, so I need to go
Okay,
back.
so I have a question on that. It started out with 56,000 cases plus. And then when you go to the exploration, it drops down to 13,000. I didn't see any null values. Why did that drop so drastically?
Oh, because it selects the subset, it selects the sample. If your data has more than certain number of cases, it's going to select a random sample.
And that's just automatic with exploration, Cognos exploration?
Yes, it happens only when the number of records exceeds certain number. It's going to do the random samples. That's what it did. That's why you saw less. And diamonds, does this data have missing values? Probably no, not all of them have missing values. The data sets for the assignments 3 and 4 don't have missing values.
Yeah, I didn't see any.
Yeah, they're known.
Yeah.
You didn't see it because they're known. But for this, for that one, team content, if you go back here, data for assignment, well, assignment 5, I'll tell you right away that this data is on a college graduation and life expectancy. These 2 have missing values. The other 3 do not. Okay, I'll tell you that. But all data for here, this is assignment 3 and 4, right? You pick data and you use whatever you used before. Any of these, they don't have missing values, no.
Okay.
Yes, so they just don't. Okay, well, but assignment 2, yes, that one has, because the purpose there was to show you how to do the data preprocessing, so it was intentionally selected. Okay, and yes, you use the same data set. That's a point, because you already explore it, so you reuse the work you did and add to it. We're not reinventing the wheel here for this one. Okay. Anything else here? Yeah. Go ahead. Did you say something? No.
No, I just said thank you.
Oh, most welcome. Most welcome. Anybody else has a question? That's a perfect opportunity to ask. So, anything else you want me to repeat, or anything you think where that could have been done better? Any topics that you want to cover, maybe another video, anything? Feel free to throw these ideas, and it will be added.
I kind of missed that portion where you said if you delete this, then there's no way to go back on it. Can you go over that one more time, please?
Okay, so if I go in here to the my content, right? Well, do you see here I have this data set, and I use this data set to create this data module. Then I use this data module to create the dashboard, and I use this to create a story, right? When I delete this data set, if I delete this data set, then my data module will become broken,
Okay,
And
gotcha.
if this becomes broken, everything else will break.
Okay, okay.
So then I try to put a funny picture here. Well, sometimes I need to do something to make sure that people remember. You know, it happens. Well, mistake happened, but you just know, you try to remember that there is no recycle bin. What you could do is you could create a folder called trash, and you don't actually delete it, but you throw it in that folder, something like that. You can do that. So that way, if you realize, oh, wait a minute, I still need it, you can just move it back. See, I can add folder and I can call it trash, right? You can do that, but be careful before when you delete something, because even if I upload the file with the same name, it won't pick up because each file has an ID associated with it. Okay.
All right.
I did that too. I did that too. Oh, and be here careful. See, this is recent. This is what I did. Look, there is a difference here between delete and remove from recent, right? So you can remove from recent, that's fine. It's just going to remove the file from the recent. But if you select delete, it's going to delete the file. Like, see here? See this here, right? If you remove from recent, it's just going to remove this from recent location. But if you do delete, it's going to delete the file. So be careful. Delete does not just delete from recent. It's going to delete the file all the way. So don't do that. Here, do you know why I don't see the delete option? It's because this file here is located in a team content. It's one of the samples. I don't have delete permission for the samples, right? So that's why you don't see delete in here, right? Anything that you open from the samples, there will be no delete. So you can only remove from recent, which is safe. See this? I don't want it in my recent, I can remove it. That's fine. But anything that you created, be really careful. I made that mistake before. I thought that delete would delete it just from recent. No. Delete will delete the file altogether. If you want to remove from recent, you can do remove from recent, but the file will still sit in your in my content. But I need to show you that because I made the mistake too before. We all make mistakes. So okay, you understand the difference. And here you cannot undo, right? You cannot undo. Delete something here, you cannot undo. There is no way. No way. So if you promise, you'll be careful, right?
Yeah, I promise. Thank you.
Sure. Everybody else can promise that they're going to be careful. Super careful. Create a folder called trash and put everything that you don't need in that folder. Then if you realize you made a mistake, you just get it back. You know, that's it. As simple as that, right? Okay. Any other questions, concerns, anything that you would like to be addressed? No? Then we're gonna end the session, and I would like to thank everybody for attending. And yeah, you're gonna hear from me, your instructor is gonna hear from me regarding the groups. That's gonna be in a couple of weeks from now. We're gonna be assigned to the data group. Oh, I think I have something. Oh, okay. Okay, most welcome. So what on that, I'm gonna stop the recording. And after this recording is processed, right, you're gonna receive, I'm gonna send the link to recording and I'm gonna send the slides to your professor. Okay, so stop the recording and stop sharing. Stop.